Welcome to Defense Upcast, your weekly deep dive into the technology, strategy, and geopolitics shaping tomorrow's world. Tonight, a storm is brewing in global politics. Donald Trump has claimed that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi personally assured him that India would stop buying Russian oil. The statement has sparked heated debate across India, Washington, and Moscow. But is this claim true, or just another political maneuver in a high-stakes global chess game? In this video, we break down the facts, the denials, and the hidden strategies shaping the future of India's energy security and global diplomacy. Donald Trump, speaking at a White House press conference, declared that Prime Minister Modi had promised him over the phone that India would stop importing Russian oil. Trump framed this as part of his broader strategy to pressure Russia into ending the war in Ukraine. He emphasized his personal friendship with Modi, even suggesting that his intention was not to harm Modi's political career, but to strengthen global unity against Moscow. But here's the twist. India's Ministry of External Affairs quickly denied any such recent conversation. Official records show no phone call between Trump and Modi on this matter. So was Trump referring to an old conversation, or was this a calculated political statement designed to send a message to both India and Russia? To understand why this claim matters, we need to look at India's energy reality. India imports nearly 80% of its oil. Since the Ukraine war began, Russian oil has become a lifeline, cheaper, abundant, and available at a discount. Today, around 30 to 34% of India's oil comes from Russia. For a developing economy like India, this isn't just about politics, it's about survival. State-owned refineries have reduced Russian oil imports by nearly 45% between June and September. But private giants like Reliance have stepped in, keeping overall imports steady. This balancing act shows India's pragmatism, signaling some compliance with U.S. concerns while still protecting its energy security. Trump's statement isn't just about India, it's about his larger geopolitical strategy. He has repeatedly argued that cutting off Russia's oil revenue is the fastest way to end the Ukraine war. His plan? Convince India and China to stop buying Russian oil. But here's the catch. Washington hasn't offered India a cheaper alternative. Without competitive pricing from the US or Middle East, why would India abandon discounted Russian oil? This is where US domestic politics come into play. Trump is using foreign policy as part of his electoral agenda. By presenting himself as the leader who can end the Ukraine war, he appeals to voters tired of endless conflict. Meanwhile, the U.S. Senate is pushing for steep tariffs on China, showing how domestic politics and global strategy are deeply intertwined. India's foreign policy has always been about balance. On one hand, it values its historic ties with Russia, defense, energy, and strategic cooperation. On the other, it seeks closer ties with the U.S., especially in trade and technology. India's absence from the recent U.S.-led peace summit in Egypt was no accident. It was a signal. India will not be pressured into aligning too closely with Washington's agenda. This balancing act is not weakness, it's strategy. By keeping both Russia and the US engaged, India protects its sovereignty and maximizes its options. In a world of shifting alliances, India is playing the long game. Behind the scenes, discussions are underway for a potential $15 billion oil purchase deal between India and the US. If Washington can offer competitive prices, India might gradually reduce its reliance on Russian oil. But until then, India's strategy remains clear: buy where it's cheapest and keep all doors open. This pragmatic approach reflects India's rise as a global power. No longer a passive player, India is shaping the rules of the game, choosing partners based on national interest, not external pressure. So what do we make of Trump's claim? Whether it was a misstatement, a political tactic, or a glimpse into private diplomacy, one thing is clear: India will not be dictated to. Its energy security comes first. Its diplomacy is cautious, calculated, and deeply pragmatic. And as the world watches, India's choices will shape not just its own future, but the future of global geopolitics. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.